Greetings and salutations, exiles. This video is going to be a form of documentation. So these are some of the servers that I play on because of my occupation. I do a lot of traveling, and so you can see here where the 1932 is 0 of 40, and so part of the issue is it's been like this all week, and it's a no ping server, and that's the issue that I'm having. Is I would prefer to play on 1517. That's so far the most positive experience that I've had because of the PvE conflict. You still have some um, I'm trying to think of the right word. You still have some excitement. There you go. You still have some excitement, but you don't get the toxicity that comes with the PvP. And there's a lot of other things that come with the PvP that actually degrade performance. And so, but I might have spent a couple hundred hours on this server, and I can't get on. So I'm just going to document the process. And he says 0 of 40, and you'll see as it load and what it does. And the problem is I mean, in my other videos you've seen where I've done showcases of like giant structures, and it's probably been 5 days, 6 days, and I've tried every day, twice a day to get on, and I just can't get in. Um, and I don't understand why what it is, if it's an issue of somebody doing some type of malicious act against the server, or if it's an issue of um, G Portal itself. I've done some research, and I've read through some forums, and so I have some ideas, but and I don't want to. I'm not going to mention those per se because I believe that that stuff spreads like cancer. So, ultimately, I just want to play and create content, and get into the mechanics of the game. And Conan is how some people are Star Wars fans, or some people are Marvel fans. For me, it's Conan. For me, my favorite genre is Conan, and um, I know this is a little bit of a ramble while I talk through some of the processes while I wait for this to happen. But you know, I I've probably seen Conan the Barbarian 6 or 7 times over the years, and it's not because like, oh, I must watch Conan. It's because, oh man, there ain't nothing to watch, and then you're like, oh, there's Conan. I'll just play it in the background while I go clean up the living room, and the next thing you know, you're sitting there watching it, laughing about how retarded it is, or how over the top it is. And another aspect is, Arnold in some ways has motivated me. In my early years, he brought bodybuilding to light. He basically kind of was what emphasized what bodybuilding is, and he'll be immortal for that. I mean, they'll be talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1,000 years from now. He'll be like a deity. He'll be like Zeus or Apollo. In 1,000 years or 2,000 years from now, they'll have statues of him somewhere. Um, and so he ultimately has had a large effect on me, and I would love to see King Conan. And I know this is drifting, but I would really love to see King Conan, for him to kind of be the capstone of his career. But there's some licensing issues that have to be worked out, and part of that's tied into Funcom. And I wish everybody could just set their differences aside, and then realize that people don't live forever. And if Arnold doesn't do this movie as King Conan, because if it wasn't for him, Conan wouldn't have evolved into the way that it has. And just let him be the capstone. Let him be the final piece of King Conan, and whatever it takes to evolve the lore. I believe that his interest and the quality of work that he would bring to the project would and the creativeness and the connections would only do good things for Funcom, Conan Unconquered, Conan Exiles, and the overall general product. And I realized I would bet if you asked him if he would do it for free, he probably would do it for free because it ties so heavily into his life's quest of bodybuilding. And I realized that in today's culture, uh, our political correct culture, Conan is a sensitive kind of on the fringe. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, Conan wasn't on the fringe, but nowadays, Amazon dropped it. Amazon was going to do a series, and Amazon ultimately dropped it, and because it wasn't progressive enough. And that's kind of I'm actually kind of surprised that Conan Exiles is doing as well as it is. And there we go, lost connection with server. So this is, I don't know, my eighth attempt, ninth attempt to just try to get in and refresh my stuff. Anyways, uh, I realize this content isn't ideal, but I'm trying to show the issues that I'm having. They really need to put these on holiday hours. Um, anyways, always like and subscribe. Feedback is critical. Feedback is critical. All right. Thank you for watching.